Hello, and thanks for joining me for another week with Mirree's Dreamtime messages. I hope you had a wonderful week last week. We pulled some really interesting cards, and we're going to be starting a brand new week. It's going to be the first week of August, and so it's going to be starting on the 28th of July, 28th of July and running until the 3rd of August. And so the cards that we pulled out last week was with, we had some pretty interesting cards. So can you believe that we're already at August again? And so, so close to Christmas, and you know, this year has been moving so quickly. 2025, how have you been finding 2025? It's kind of like been speeding off into the distance, and you're like, well, just wait, I'm trying to catch up. But you know, it's really been, I feel like it's been really like that lately. But you know, we kind of had a little Christmas in July with the current giveaways that I have going at the moment, which I only do once a year, by the way, which is the biggest prize giveaway of the year. And so there's some really fantastic prizes. There's been prizes that I can't even give away this year because nobody entered. And so, you know, there's the biggest ones coming up, and there's still ones that you can enter for the Budding Artist Prize and the Pamper Packs as well, which are really great prizes to get if you win. And so, but just speaking briefly on the cards that we got last week, we had such a fantastic solution card, which was the ancestral dragonfly in there that we had, and which was giving us the message about awakening and giving us a chance to open our minds and possibilities to uncovering behaviors and patterns from the past that are no longer serving us. So, you know, it was about raising the awareness of those so that we can release them, let them go. And, you know, when we make some space in our lives, we can then recreate something from scratch and brand new. And a really great way to do that is through journal writing. And these are the latest two Dreamtime journals to hit the store, the Crocodile and the Day Owl. And the reason that these two are so great, like if we just start off with the Crocodile, you can see that the picture of the crocodile is on the front page, and then when you open it up, you can color it in. Then on the back, you've got the crocodile with dragonfly, and inside you've got the turtle. And so, you know, that gives you a chance to write down events or situations, thoughts and feelings that have been related to the past that, you know, maybe we haven't had a chance to release those yet. Maybe we hadn't had a chance to just acknowledge them and come from a space of understanding and a space of of love and recognition. And so that's why journal writing is so powerful. I mean, you probably hear about it all the time on the internet, and you know, I even get sick of it myself. But you know, when it comes down to it, and you turn it into a personal experience, that's when the real power and the transformation can come. And the other I didn't get a chance to tell you about what's so powerful about the crocodile is it gives you a chance, and you can get the journals in relation to what you're actually going through. Like with the crocodile, you may be wanting to take back your power from certain situations, or maybe you've just felt like that you just haven't, that you've been giving a lot and you haven't been receiving what you've been giving out. So I would suggest getting the crocodile, because it's about honing in on your power and taking back your power and understanding any disempowering situations that have brought about those experiences from the past. And the day owl is, you know, maybe you're still figuring out what you're trying to uncover from the past that has been bringing you down or has been creating negative experiences in your life. And so I would get the day owl for your Dreamtime journaling, and so and use that as a guide to focus on with your intuition and your inner knowing, in order to make a starting point for this exploration of awakening and journal writing and releasing. And so if we have a look on this one, you've got the day owl colouring in page on the inside, and if we look at the back, then it's the Boo Book Owl with the Queen of Sheba flowers, and you've got the white owl. And so yeah, these two journals are really great, and they're in the store right now that you can grab one. And don't forget, I think $50 is the minimum spend if you want to go into the draw to win one of the prizes. And so let's get moving. I mean, the other card that we pulled out, we'll just touch briefly on the ones that we pulled out last week, was with Brolga, letting us know that we are uncovering our self-love and in bringing that more into the forefront of our lives, and in valuing ourselves through our projects that we're doing, and you know, giving us positive reinforcements to do with what we're deserving in our lives. And the other card that we pulled out was with I Am Knowing, with ancestral owl finches, letting us know that when we have faith and trust in our intuition, that we get guided naturally towards the answers that we seek. And so it was about establishing focus to our success, and so that we can continue making the changes that we're wanting in our lives to have a more fulfilled life, and, you know, leaving the past behind and not allowing the past to taint our future and what we're wanting to bring for the new changes to come. And as I mentioned about the awakening card, which was the ancestral owl finches, dragonfly. Yeah, so so that's what we had uncovered last week, which was really interesting. And so we're going to have a look at what cards that we're going to be pulling out for this week, which is going to be really great. It's been raining here basically all weekend, and it's going to be raining all week as well. So, but I'm really happy to that we've gone through 2 months worth of winter in Australia here at the moment. It's been, yeah, I mean, I even get snow here where I currently live, and so it gets pretty cold. But got 1 more month left of winter. I'm really looking forward to the warm weather, and you know, so wherever you are in the world, I hope it's a little bit warmer for you there. And I think spring is next on the list of seasons here in Australia, and so we're really looking forward to spring. And then yeah, and then our summer. Yeah, so let's have a look and see the animals that are going to be guiding us this week and giving us some messages to help us along our path and our journey, and keep us focused and motivated on, you know, what we're trying to achieve. Everyone's on different levels and wavelengths, and in their life journey. And so it's important to be gentle with yourself in whatever you're wanting to achieve, and whatever, you know, next stage or evolution of your life that you're at. And it's never, and you know, remember, it's never too late to work towards that goal, or fulfill a dream of yours, or, you know, change your course of direction in life, or, you know, to change anything in your life or make a transformation. It's never ever ever too late. And so let's have a look. I'm just going to have a pause for a moment, and then we're going to be starting the Dreamtime messages for the week starting the 28th of July and running until the 3rd of August. Okay, let's have a look and see the cards that we're going to be pulling out for the week starting the 28th of July. And so I've already cleansed the cards for this week, and I've already cleansed myself as well, because I use white sage, dried white sage, to do that. And so I'm just going to be shuffling the cards now and see which card is going to be coming out for this week. The first card is with Magpie again. I am expanding, letting us know that when I set healthy boundaries, I can take the lead in my life. I experience soul growth and understanding through the knowledge of the land I am expanding. And so I know that we got this card, I think it was like a week or two back now. And so, you know, the universe and God is really giving us a message here. Because this one has appeared more than once now, and so it's important that we, when we get repeating cards, you know, it's important to really just spend some time in understanding the message that it's bringing us. And so you could be feeling misinterpreted about your responsibilities within the family. And so although the elders, through the elders we can become aware of certain responsibilities but in the end it's for you to decide what is right and what is wrong through your own personal experiences, through the choices that you make, which gives you your own spiritual growth. Magpie dreaming represents messages from the elders. We have a responsibility to listen to our elders and the people that helped shape us, shape our lives, and look up to for advice on our spiritual journey as Aboriginal people. The eyes in the trees are the ancestors and elders watching over us, and the actions that we take, they are always watching what we do. And so, you know, or you could interpret this as being your spiritual divine guidance as well. And so the golden serpent of the land of the heart symbolizes the ways of the land and the magic of this knowledge. Through the messages from the elders and the birds, we can begin to understand their ways. And so you are reaching more of an understanding in your ability to know what is right and what is wrong. As you continue to learn, you are gaining more spiritual guidance about your roles and responsibilities that are giving you a deep sense of connection to the knowledge of the land. And so the guidance is now is the time to distance yourself from certain family members, which could be disrespecting your role within the family. And so, you know, the elders could be replaced by God or divine inspiration or whoever you believe in. And also your and instead of distancing yourself from certain family members, it could be distancing yourself from certain people that could be within groups, They could be online, or they could be in person, or there could be work environment that you need to distance yourself from, or any family members that you need to distance yourself from. So it's not always exactly, as it says in the guidebook. So you just use your intuition and your wits about you to, learn and understand, which way you're needing to lean towards. And so the action step this week to do with Magpie, your soul is going to thrive at taking action to push yourself outside of the family in order to gain more understanding, spiritual guidance, and soul growth. This may seem unfamiliar or challenging at first, but in time you will be allowing your spirituality to develop yourself and grow, because certain family members could be holding you back from developing your spirituality or developing yourself. And so when we are able to distance ourselves from certain people that could be holding us back or could be limiting our abilities to expand, then it can seem a bit daunting at first or challenging doing that, but in the long run you will be able to expand your spirituality and develop yourself in this way. And so you could be feeling on a negative, irresponsible, disrespectful, misinterpreting, focusing on material possessions, restrained or narrow-minded. And these thoughts and emotions can come up when we do feel like we're being restricted, or we do feel like we're being conditioned into doing something that is not really something deep down that is true to ourselves and being who we want to be. And so we can always turn that around into a positive by by allowing ourselves to take the lead on our own spiritual guidance and understanding the knowledge of the land and soul growth, understanding more about who we are and what we're wanting to achieve, and showing boundaries towards these people so that we can develop ourselves in our own way, in our own time, and this will cause an expansion to take place within you. And so that is the first card that we drew this week. And because I know a couple of weeks ago we got that card as a solution card. It's interesting because we got this card as our first card this week. And so there's definitely movement happening, but we did get this card again. And so it's important that we listen to ourselves on a deeper level and try to take action in drowning out people from outside that are telling us what to do. And so because ultimately this one popped out, the second one, because ultimately we are the ones that know exactly what we need to do. And sorry, my hair is all over the place lately because it's been so windy today. Yeah, and so ultimately it's us that knows exactly what we are needing from deep within ourselves, nobody else. And so it's important not to follow the advice of other people, especially if it's negative or it's steering us in a way that is not productive to our spiritual growth and development and transformation. And so the other card that we pulled out was with Butterfly, Ancestral Butterfly. I am balancing, letting us know when life gets too much, I know I can easily organize my week at the end of the day to enable me to feel balance in harmony with my own rhythm. And so this week, it's it may feel a little bit hectic this week, and so it's going to be important to use your organizational skills this week in order to plan your week out the best way that you can, because you are developing yourself. When we have organization in our lives, the transformations and the developments that we want to happen within ourselves become, at the become, front and center of our lives instead of being in the background all the time. And so these are the kind of changes that we want to make. And that's why I was mentioning before about the Dreamtime journals and how they can help you in your life, and and how they can start to break down these barriers and these break down these patterns that have been holding us back and that have been causing us pain and hurt. And so when we have a look at the ancestral butterfly, because it was interesting because we got ancestral dragonfly and ancestral owl-finches from last week, which was these two cards, and this week we're getting the ancestral butterfly. And so the ancestors are really there guiding us as well, as we're making these changes and refining ourselves to become a better version of ourselves. And it does take time, and it is a process, and so it's important to be patient with yourself. And so if we have a look, this one is card number 24 for the ancestral butterfly. I am balancing. And so ancestral butterfly is about the movement and the dance of life we participate in every day as part of the balancing act in our life's journey. And so butterflies evolved from the moth, and their fossils are up to 56 million years old. And butterflies have amazing camouflage. The eye spots in their wings act as deflection against attack. Also attracting mates, butterflies often have a bright iridescent wings which can ward off predators. Did you know that the moth evolved into the butterfly, and that is why sometimes we cannot tell the difference between the two, the contrast between light and dark, the balance of life. And so the dance of life of ancestral butterfly represents the movement, and the very thing that makes you happy revolves around the center of all those things. And so isn't it great that this can start to become front and center of our lives as we're beginning to make those transformations away from the past, away from the old. And remember, if there's anything reoccurring that's coming through into our minds, it's only just a message letting us know that we need to have a look at this. There's something there that we're needing to work on, and which could bring about a profound change for yourself or transformation, so that you can release that part. And so there is a time coming to enable you to release yourself from a painful experience from the past that has made you feel stuck. Butterfly will offer its wings to you for protection until you're ready to find the emotional release you need to be filled up with the dance of life again. And so you're releasing painful memories, which could be connected from the patterns from last week to do with ancestral dragonfly. And so it's important this week as your action step to take your time to heal any wounds from the past with the spirit of ancestral butterfly. Butterfly gives you the protection you need when there is a time of emotional release. And so it could be connected to a past love relationship, a family member, or someone that caused you some great pain or grief. Allow for the healing and transformation and growth to come through so that you can find your emotional and spiritual release. Butterflies represent protection at night, releasing fear and confusion, transformation, love that heals, messages from a loved one, balancing life, reconnection to the heart, warmth and joy of summer, and cycles of life, and healing from abuse. And so that's such a beautiful card to get this week. This is guiding us. And don't forget to use that time in order to do with ancestral butterflies, so that you can write in your journal any experiences that you have. And so let's have a look and see what the solution card is going to be this week. Seeing the ancestral butterfly popped right out. So I'm just shuffling one last time to get our complete reading. This was the last one. So this is our solution card now. This one actually popped out as well this week with the blue wrens and butterflies. I am loved, letting us know when I listen to the inner sounds and calls of my soul, it naturally guides me to align myself to the high vibrations of love within nature. As you can see, that one there, it has the blue wrens and the butterfly. This one's actually a really detailed painting that I did about 10 years ago now, 11 years ago. And so, you know, this one is our solution card, which, you know, what that one is telling us is number 18. This one is the card number 18. And so it's letting us know that the blue wren is actually the blue wren has a distinct high-pitched call that they use as their main communication. It is through the sound of this call that our vibration is lifted when we take the time to venture outside in nature. And so wrens are usually found in most places in a variety of dense and domestic gardens, so allow your heart to feel the vibration through the sounds and colours within nature this week. Love is the purest and most highest vibration that heals, uplifting your soul. Allow nature to uplift you by seeking safe refuge as your heart listens to the sounds calling you home to your very own personal and spiritual sanctuary. This resides deep within the heart that burns within you, and can you hear its call? And so the purpose of the blue wren represents the feeling our spirit gets when we rest a while and spend time in nature to make a deep connection to nature through the heart and soul of yourself. We can learn a lot by doing this. We can feel that sense of belonging again, especially when we feel lost and have nowhere to turn. And so it's important that you go to a sacred site or a certain place within country this week that you feel spiritually connected to. There you will be given some guidance that will enable you to be brought back to a place inside where you feel at rest, peace, and at home. The action step this week is go to a special place within nature where you can tune into this feeling of divine love. And so you could be feeling on a negative hate, anger, or darkness, and you can always turn this around by bringing in more divine love, having peace, and, you know, connecting to a spiritual home that you feel within nature. And so it's important to get in touch with nature this week. And also, you know, with any of these cards, and, you know, when you go into the guidebook to do with the Dreamtime card decks, it lets you know the negative and the positive. And so when you're working in your Dreamtime journal, it's important to see if, you know, if there's certain places that, or timelines within your journey that you want to visit through meditation or contemplation or journal writing. You may uncover some of the negative thoughts or feelings that are connected to each card, and that may be a starting point where you can start to release any of those thoughts or memories that took place from the time from the past that caused you hurt or pain. And it's important to write those thoughts or feelings or situations down in order to release and let this go. And, you know, it's important not to keep it inside, because, you know, this can cause a pattern to continue to play out in your life, and that's only going to cause you more pain and grief. And so, you know, this being our solution card is letting us know to give ourselves the care and the love that we deserve, and to recognize that, you know, love comes from deep within ourselves. And when we can let go of the past and anything that's hurt us from the past, then we're filling ourselves back up with love and divine love again. And so, you know, that's been such a wonderful card to get as our solution card this week. And we've received some really powerful animals and guidance this week. And I just wanted to quickly touch on a couple of these black and white paintings. We've got the black and white turtle that I've been featuring on some of my social medias this week, and so I wanted to give you an up close you know, look at this turtle, the Dreamtime turtle with the black and white, because these ones are always so popular and sell out. The eagle already sold out, and this is the Dreamtime owl that I've been featuring lately as well. And you can see that this one it's about coming out of the dark. And so if you're wanting to have the owl as your guide, you could use the Dreamtime owl and the Dreamtime journal owl and this Dreamtime owl painting as your inspiration in order to help you to come out of the dark. And this is reflective of making a transformation for yourself, and in uncovering anything that's been painful or hurtful from your past, so that you can release it and let go through your journaling. And so these are the cards that we pulled out this week, with Magpie letting us know that we're expanding, taking responsibility for our actions, and learning to know what is right and wrong through our boundaries towards other people, whether it's family members, friends, or our partner. And the other card that we pulled out is with Ancestral Butterfly, I am balancing, letting us know that we can organize ourselves and bring ourselves back into balance by making a plan, but also and this will enable us to have room in order to release anything from the past or anything that's hurt us, that we're healing from the past wounds. And the other card that we've pulled out is our solution card, I am love, letting us know that that we're connecting with nature more this week through the birds, so that we can begin to just relax ourselves inside, so that we can come to a solution and a releasing of any painful situations from the past, so that we can be filled back up with love. I hope you have a wonderful week with these powerful cards this week, and don't forget to continue to check out the prizes that I've got happening, and there's still the 50% off the Dreamtime cards, so I hope you can get your hands on one of those, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.